Hey, today we are reacting to the craziest weather games in NFL history. This might get wild, like blizzards, thunderstorms, extreme heat, that kind of stuff. And I'm really expecting that also. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's see this weather.
The Grapple game. The Great Lakes don't spare anyone. As the Raiders
I don't know
left the
that
dry
word.
desert of Las Vegas, they had no clue what they were walking into. It was a wet and wild game against Cleveland. Temperatures opening at 40 degrees. 40 miles per hour wind put the chill around 20 degrees below freezing.
Okay, so these are in Fahrenheit. Okay.
The result, sleeting rain, or
Alright,
grapple. Now, before you go click on a new tab, here's the definition of
Oh, it's freezing rain. Okay, now I know what it is.
grapple. Granular snow pellets, basically soft hail. On the opening drive, Raiders kicker Daniel Carlson lined up and booted a perfect 41-yard field goal right down the pipe until it wasn't. The ball took a left turn into the
Oh man, that must suck so much.
Blown away. No Lance Stevenson in sight. The wind never let up, ending any hopes of a passing attack for Carr or Mayfield. The teams
so bad. You
combined
kick it
for
perfectly,
234
and
passing
it
yards,
flows
and the
off.
wind kept a Cody Parkey field goal from making it a one-score game. The Raiders ran as fast as they could out of Cleveland with the 16-6 win. The wind game.
Wind. When there's a name wind game, the wind has to
There's
have
games where teams had
been
to deal
bad.
with strong winds. Then there's the wind game. The 49ers and Bears met in 05 in Soldier Field. The wind took over the game from the jump. It wouldn't matter if it was the starting quarterback, Chicago's Kyle Orton, or the fourth stringer, San Fran's Cody Pickett. Trying to throw a ball was comical. 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts that switched directions on a whim made it impossible to do anything, like keeping hats on or accurately snapping punts. Even the automatic kicker Robbie Gould was no match for the wind, shoving his attempt 30 yards off its spot. Trash flew throughout the stadium. Players couldn't even stand up. San Fran lined up for a 52-yard field goal. It obviously was short after a strong gust caught it. Bears corner Nathan Vasher caught the kick over his shoulder and darted to his left before...
Dude, what kind of weather? Like, oh my god. That's comical to me. That's comical. I'm sorry, but that's so comical when the wind just takes
set
the
the
ball.
record for longest play in NFL history at 108 yards. It would be the only big play.
The longest. Oh, so that game is known for something else than the wind.
Would allow.
That's
the Bears
cool.
winning 17-9.
That's
the
cool.
Leon Lett game.
Leon Lett. Okay.
It would take a rare Dallas snowstorm to bring one of the most
a lot of
blizzard
snow, bro.
finishes in NFL history.
That is
It was
a lot of
Thanksgiving
snow.
game
You can't
like
even
no
see
other.
the lines,
A
can
5-degree
you?
day when the Cowboys faced off against the Dolphins. It set the stage.
How do you determine the yards you need if you don't see the lines on the ground?
For one of sport's biggest blunders. Up 14-13 with seconds remaining.
What kind of
Miami
marker is
kicker
there?
Pete
Like
Stoyanovich lined up for the game-winning 41-yard kick. A Dallas defender knifed through and blocked a piece of the ball. Dallas wins, right? As the ball died harmlessly on the snow, Leon Lett inexplicably tried to dive and save a ball he didn't need to. If he did nothing, the game ends. Instead, Miami would get a new life and a second kick from the 1-yard.
That's how it got its name. Okay, Leon Lett, I'm sorry for you. You are named after your own. There's a game named after your mistake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
The pickle juice game.
But damn, dude.
Most crazy weather games deal with frigid temperatures and wind, but the 2000 season opener between Dallas and Philly brought on Hades himself. The temperature in Texas Stadium read 109 scorching degrees, the hottest in NFL history. Come to think of it, the Cowboys don't have much luck when it comes to crazy weather games. The two teams were even on paper, but there was one...
Dude. That's heat stroke
X factor
levels
that no
of
one
heat.
accounted for. Pickle juice.
In those uniforms, heat strokes.
Philly
right?
downed
Like
pickle juice
Christ.
before the game, keeping McNabb and the Birds fresh while Dallas cramped under the Texas heat wave. It didn't take long before Philly was taking it to Dallas. As Cowboys dropped like flies, the Eagles soared to a 41-14
of course they
dominating
dropped
win
like flies.
with over
Dang.
200 punishing yards on the ground.
That's-
the Blizzard Bowl.
The blizzard. Here we go. a blizzard.
Behind all that snow, you can see McCoy torching the Lions. An intense snowstorm dropped on the East Coast just an hour before kickoff of a Week 14 matchup between the Eagles and the Lions. 6 inches of snow.
That must be so interesting playing in that snow.
Stopped anybody from cutting,
slipping
tackling,
around,
or even attempting a field goal. The two stars of the game, Eagles running back LaShawn McCoy and Lions receiver Jeremy Ross, combined for 4 50-plus yard TDs. That's simple.
4 50-plus yard. Damn,
because
dude.
The footing was so bad. If you caught the seam, no one was going to tackle you. Trying to juke a defender was a waste of time. Stafford struggled just getting the snaps. Running backs couldn't keep their hands on the wet ball.
Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. You have a perfect ball coming perfectly. You've done this a million times. It comes perfectly. You try to catch it. It just slips and hits your head or something.
Running any complicated routes was
terrible.
A surefire way to slip
and
fall.
Sucks.
The fourth quarter went to the Eagles behind McCoy, who was kicking up snow like a snowplow as he charged into the end zone. It was, honestly, one of the coolest games in recent history.
The
Mud Bowl.
That's cool. Mud Bowl.
The 1996 divisional game.
Mud Bowl sounds like some redneck sport.
In between the Packers and the 49ers became what every kid dreamed of in his backyard, an absolute slop fest. It was as glorious as it sounds. Two teams filled with legends of our game, slipping and sliding all throughout the mud. Temperatures dipped and rose around near freezing, causing a disgusting slosh of rain and snow, creating a huge tractionless puddle of mud. And it got muddier and muddier as the game went on. The teams combined for 7 turnovers. The X factor was Green Bay's Desmond Howard.
Damn, bro, that's terrible weather.
While everyone looked like they were literally
crazy weather,
stuck
terrible
in mud,
weather.
Howard had 3. The 1981 AFC Championship game found the Chargers and Bengals competing for a shot at the Super Bowl in the coldest wind chill game ever recorded. The negative 59-degree wind chill was especially shocking to the Chargers, who played Miami in 88-degree heat just a week before.
Something I wouldn't want to experience
147
again.
Degrees playing
Probably
time
gonna
temperature. The wind
experience
and
that
cold was
this
so
year, though.
bad, the Bengals elected to kick off both halves and put the wind behind them. It's one of only 8 times that ever happened. The strategy paid off as they led the entire game. Players' breathing looked like car exhausts in the winter.
That's cool.
Bengals QB Ken Anderson
I like
dominated like it was 60 degrees,
breathe.
not 60 below, throwing them to an AFC championship and their first Super Bowl berth, the Fog Bowl. The beginning of the Fog Bowl was much like any other divisional playoff game.
Problem.
Highly
If you can't
contested
even
and
see the
entertaining.
goal
The Bears led Philly 17-9 at half. When they came back out, neither team could see their opponents. A massive cloud of fog rolled in right on the playing field. Camera crews and announcers, fans in the stands, coaches on the sideline, no one could see the action of the game. Referees announced the down and distance before every snap for the rest of the game. With the thickness of the fog, they halted play before the second half kickoff and asked both teams if they wanted to postpone the game. Neither rival budged. It was a
they didn't want to postpone it. No need. We see enough to play the game.
Longtime friends and rivals, Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka. The eerie game continued. Players said it was like entering a new dimension. In the twilight zone, the Bears held on to their lead to beat the Eagles. Without being able to see the guy next to them, they banded together to win 2012. The Tuck Rule game.
That game must have been terrible to look at on your TV. Can't see anything.
A massive snowstorm covered Foxborough, the setting we would need for one obscure
That looks kinda epic. This picture, that looks epic.
Rule to change the direction of football and create a dynasty. The upstart Patriots with Tom Brady took on a star-studded Raider team in the playoffs. The weather changed at the very last second, from just a regular January game to 4 inches of snow coming down in just 2 hours. The result was a game right out of your grandma's
you can see the lines.
favorite snow globe. It was perfect for playoff football. Driving down for the game-winning score, Charles Woodson blindsided Tom Brady, knocking the ball out for the Raiders to recover and win, or so they thought. The refs reviewed it and stated that because the QB didn't tuck the ball away, it would be ruled an incomplete pass.
Okay, makes sense.
With newfound life, the Pats would win the game and their first Super Bowl that season. Now infamously named the Tuck Rule game, the controversial rule is still brought up between fans nearly 20 years later.
Okay. Because of that one game or because of multiple occurrences?
The Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys met for the 1967 NFL Championship on New Year's Eve in Green Bay. Little did they know they were about to play in the coldest game in NFL history. How cold? At game time, it was negative 15 degrees
These
Fahrenheit
guys
with an average wind chill of minus 36 degrees Fahrenheit. To put that in perspective, a couple of things happened.
Damn.
The marching band dropped from their pregame and halftime shows when literally 7 of their members were sent to the hospital for hypothermia. The game was so frigid, referees refused to use their whistles after the opening kickoff and just yelled loudly when a player was down.
Freezing cold.
All it took was the head ref ripping the skin of his lips off on a whistle.
And then you freeze completely.
Instead of scabbing up,
if
the
you
blood
have too
just
thin
froze
clothing.
right to his lips. Cowboys running back Dan Reeves recalls just how bad it was. I got up and my face mask was gone. I didn't know what happened, but I needed to replace my mask. When I got to the sunlight heater, blood started gushing everywhere. A tooth went through my upper lip and didn't bleed. Now that's cold.
What the fuck?
But that's only half of it.
Yeah,
the
that's
Packers'
cold.
state-of-the-art turf heating system kicked the bucket the morning of the game. So not
there's a
only was it the
turf heating
coldest game
system.
ever, moisture
That's
on the
cool.
field
That's cool.
froze right on top.
Yeah, that
Thick
makes a
sheet of
lot of
ice
sense. How
replaced the
didn't I think of
gridiron,
that?
and the Packers and Cowboys were now playing football on a hockey rink. The conditions only grew worse as the game went.
Hard.
The sheet of ice growing thicker and the wind chill dropping as shadows casted on the field. Once
And
holding
the
a
thing is
14-0
packed.
lead, the Packers were now down 17-14.
I would have stayed home.
Just
I
one
wouldn't
drive
have gone
left
to the game.
three-peat. That led to what became
even
known
if I
as
had
the
tickets,
block,
I wouldn't
where
have
Jerry
gone.
Kramer opened a wedge for legend.
Yeah, but that's the video. Terrible weather. Terrible weather. But yeah, if you like this kind of content, you can leave recommendations down below of what you want to see me react to next. Also consider subscribing and leaving a like. I would appreciate it a lot. As always, have a fantastic day.